Their journey led them to Guatemala, where they received word from a local doctor that Pablo had fallen gravely ill and all of Isabella's resources had been depleted in his desperate battle for survival. The news struck Rafael like a thunderbolt, driving home the gravity of the situation with a force that left him reeling. His daughter, lost in a foreign land, her fate hanging in the balance, and he was powerless to intervene. Yet, even in the face of such dire circumstances, Rafael refused to succumb to despair. With unwavering resolve, he vowed to press on, to exhaust every possible avenue in his quest to bring Isabella home. With renewed determination, Rafael's team set their sights on the next phase of their mission, to track down the elusive trail of Isabella and Pablo and unravel the mystery of their disappearance. Armed with newfound purpose, they embarked on a journey that would take them into the heart of the unknown, where danger lurked around every corner and hope was but a flickering flame in the darkness. As they delved deeper into the labyrinth of their investigation, Rafael's team found themselves grappling with the complexities of navigating a world fraught with peril and uncertainty. Each step forward brought them closer to the truth, yet further from the safety of the familiar, testing the limits of their endurance and resilience in ways they could scarcely have imagined. But even in the face of such adversity, Rafael remained steadfast in his resolve, his unwavering determination serving as a beacon of hope amidst the darkness that threatened to engulf them. For Isabella's sake, he would not falter, would not relent, until she was safely returned to the loving embrace of her family once more. After an exhaustive search, Rafael Roig's search team finally located the elusive agent who had facilitated Isabella and Pablo's crossing of the Mexico border. The agent, upon interrogation, revealed that he had charged them a fee of $300 to facilitate their passage across the border and provided them with the contact information of Malo, a key figure who would aid them in crossing the USA border. This newfound information sparked a glimmer of hope in Rafael's heart, prompting him to embark on a journey to Mexico aboard his personal jet, accompanied by his dedicated team. Upon their arrival in Mexico, Rafael wasted no time in arranging a meeting with Malo, the enigmatic agent whose assistance was pivotal in unraveling the mystery surrounding Isabella's disappearance. With bated breath, Rafael and his team listened intently as Malo recounted his interactions with Pablo and Isabella, revealing that he had intended to charge them a staggering sum of $5,000 for their passage across the border. However, fate intervened cruelly when Malo fell ill, rendering him unable to fulfill his obligations to the young couple. Despite Rafael's offer of monetary compensation, Malo's hands remained tied, his inability to assist Pablo and Isabella serving as a bitter reminder of the unpredictable nature of life. However, amidst the shadows of despair, Malo shed light on the clandestine methods employed by border agents to facilitate illegal crossings, revealing the existence of underground tunnels used to smuggle individuals across the border. Yet, Malo's revelations were overshadowed by a grim revelation, one that sent shockwaves rippling through Rafael's being. He recounted the tragic fate that had befallen a group of migrants seeking passage through one such tunnel, only to perish in a devastating explosion triggered by U.S. Border Patrol agents. Over 100 souls, lost in the darkness of the earth, their bodies entombed in a tomb of concrete and steel, their dreams shattered in an instant. For Rafael, the news struck like a thunderbolt, a stark reminder of the perilous journey that his daughter and Pablo had embarked upon in search of a better life. Yet, even in the face of such tragedy, Rafael refused to succumb to despair. With steely resolve, he vowed to continue the search for Isabella, to leave no stone unturned in his quest to reunite with his beloved daughter. Armed with renewed determination, Rafael and his team embarked on a journey fraught with danger and uncertainty, their path illuminated by the flickering flame of hope that burned bright within their hearts. For Isabella's sake, they would traverse the darkest depths of the unknown, braving the perils that lay ahead in their relentless pursuit of the truth. As Isabella and Pablo found themselves in the depths of the drug lab, they were met with a harrowing sight. Other young souls, hailing from various corners of the globe, all lured by the promise of the American dream, now ensnared in the clutches of the Mexican cartels. These unfortunate captives, hailing from India, Pakistan, and other Spanish-speaking countries, had been held captive for years, their hopes and aspirations crushed beneath the weight of the cartel's tyranny. Within the confines of the lab, a sinister operation unfolded, a nexus of drug production and arms manufacturing, orchestrated by the merciless hands of the cartels. Day after day, these captive souls toiled tirelessly, their labor fueling the machinery of criminal enterprise, their bodies weakened by the harsh conditions they endured. Trapped beneath the Earth's surface, they were mere pawns in the cartel's grand scheme, their dreams of a better life shattered beyond repair. Amidst the despair that permeated the lab, Isabella found a glimmer of solace in the form of a sympathetic cartel member who extended a semblance of compassion amidst the sea of cruelty. Moved by Isabella's plight, he divulged the news of her father's frantic search, revealing that her image had been broadcasted across television screens, igniting a spark of hope within her heart. Tearfully, she confided in him the tale of her love for Pablo, their journey from Argentina in search of a brighter future, now overshadowed by the grim reality of their predicament. Yet, even amidst the shadow of despair, the cartel member offered a sobering dose of reality, a stark reminder of the dangers that lurked within the confines of their captivity. He cautioned them against harboring illusions of escape, warning of the dire consequences that awaited those who dared to defy the cartel's iron grip. In his eyes, their fate was sealed, a grim prophecy of a lifetime spent in servitude, their dreams extinguished by the cold hand of fate. For Isabella, the weight of the revelation bore down upon her like a leaden burden, threatening to crush her spirit beneath its weight. Yet, in the midst of her despair, Pablo emerged as a beacon of strength and resilience, offering her solace in the midst of the storm. With unwavering determination, he pledged to shield her from harm, to uphold the promise he had made to his mother, a vow to protect her at all costs. In the face of adversity, Isabella and Pablo found solace in each other's embrace, drawing strength from the unbreakable bond that united them. Though their journey had taken an unexpected turn, they remained steadfast in their resolve to overcome the trials that lay ahead. Together, they would weather the storm, clinging to the hope that one day they would emerge from the darkness into the light of freedom. In the grim confines of the cartel's drug lab, the majority of prisoners were uneducated souls, ensnared in the web of criminality, their futures forfeit to the dictates of their captors. Trained in the art of drug manufacturing by the ruthless cartels, they toiled day and night, their labor fueling the machinery of criminal enterprise. Amidst this sea of despair, Pablo and Isabella stood out as anomalies, a beacon of education and proficiency in a world shrouded in ignorance. Their command of the English language and adeptness with computers marked them as valuable assets in the eyes of the cartels, granting them access to both the upper echelons of the organization and the lower ranks of laborers. Their duties within the drug lab were varied yet crucial. Utilizing their skills, they were tasked with the creation of digital blueprints for drug manufacturing, orchestrating the intricate dance of production and distribution from behind the safety of computer screens. With meticulous precision, they navigated the labyrinthine network of cartel operations, their actions shrouded in secrecy as they coordinated the packaging and dissemination of illicit substances. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, a shadow of concern descended upon Isabella's countenance, a whisper of unease amidst the cacophony of chaos that surrounded them. With a heavy heart, she approached Pablo, her eyes betraying the weight of her worries. In a voice tinged with apprehension, she confided in him the troubling news. Her monthly cycle had failed to arrive. Pablo's initial response was one of dismissiveness, attributing Isabella's condition to the stress and turmoil of their circumstances. Yet, as the gravity of the situation began to dawn upon him, a ripple of concern crept into his heart. Casting aside his initial reassurances, he urged Isabella to remain calm, assuring her that her body's response was merely a symptom of the tumultuous environment in which they found themselves. However, Isabella's fears persisted, fueled by the knowledge of their intimate relations since their marriage. With each passing day, her anxiety mounted, casting a pall over their already precarious existence. Despite Pablo's attempts at reassurance, the specter of uncertainty loomed large, threatening to engulf them in its icy grip. In the midst of their turmoil, Pablo and Isabella found solace in each other's embrace, drawing strength from the bond that bound them together. Though their future remained uncertain, they clung to the hope that somehow, someway, they would find a path to freedom, a glimmer of light amidst the darkness that enveloped them. As the days stretched into weeks, Isabella's apprehension grew, her mind consumed by a singular thought that refused to be silenced: the possibility of pregnancy. With each passing moment, the weight of uncertainty bore down upon her like an insurmountable burden, its tendrils weaving a tangled web of fear and doubt. In the midst of her turmoil, Isabella found solace in an unexpected source, a wise old woman from Colombia, a midwife by trade, whose presence in the labyrinthine corridors of the drug lab offered a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness. Turning to her for guidance, Isabella confided in her the depth of her fears, her voice trembling with trepidation as she spoke of missed periods and whispered hopes. With a gentle touch and a reassuring smile, the midwife examined Isabella's symptoms, her experienced eyes discerning the silent language of her body. And then, in a hushed whisper, she delivered the news that would change Isabella's world forever. She was pregnant. In that moment, the air seemed to still, the weight of the revelation hanging heavy in the stifling confines of the drug lab. Once Isabella found out she was pregnant, a new fear gripped her heart, the possibility that the cartel might demand she terminate the pregnancy. This fear gnawed at her, adding to the already overwhelming burden of their dire circumstances. But Pablo, ever the protector, pleaded with the cartel member who had shown them a modicum of kindness. Moved by Pablo's earnest appeal, the cartel member offered his assistance, pledging to provide them with the necessary medication and supplies for Isabella's delivery. In that moment, a wave of gratitude washed over Pablo and Isabella, their hearts filled with hope for the future. Yet, amidst the tumult of emotions that threatened to overwhelm her, Isabella found herself grappling with a whirlwind of conflicting emotions, a fragile balance between joy and sorrow, hope and despair. For while the prospect of motherhood filled her heart with a radiant warmth, the stark reality of her circumstances cast a shadow over her newfound happiness. In the shadowy depths of the drug lab, where life and death danced a macabre tango, the cartels watched with keen interest as Isabella's pregnancy unfolded, a fragile beacon of hope amidst the desolation of their existence. While their methods may have been ruthless and their intentions dark, there existed within them a curious blend of pragmatism and superstition, a belief that the birth of a child within their midst would bring them luck and favor in the eyes of the gods.